as we can to chat. And first, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for everyone who saw the notification that we wanted to gather our program graduates and have a little discussion with you all. And we certainly appreciate you coming in and joining us well, I guess it's afternoon now. It's afternoon some places and morning in others. So let me introduce myself. My name is Dr. Tiffany Harrison, and I am the newly appointed director of the SREB State Doctoral Scholars Program, following the pathway that Dr. A laid for all of us. And so there are some of you that I am quite familiar with, and there are others that I am not. And I do want to let you know that it is such a privilege to be in this position. And I hope that I am able to do maybe like half to a quarter of the things that Dr. A did. So, if I can gather some of y'all's help, I think we can do some really great things. So Dr. A, I'll let you have a couple minutes to say hello to the people, and then we can jump right in.
First and foremost, I did not realize I was going to have this kind of emotional reaction to seeing all of you here. So you all have to excuse me for a moment because this is so cool. I did not realize I was going to feel like this, but it is great to see so many of you. And oh my goodness, y'all got my heart going here. And oh my goodness. It is so good to see you all, and thank you very much for taking a few minutes out to meet with us, because Chip and I have discussed this, and we really do want to take the opportunity to reach out to you all a little bit more, not a little bit more, a lot more than we have in the past, and to facilitate the connections that you all still have to this program, to us, to her. It is just, yeah, there are many things we need to know, and we want to use the kind of time we're going to get with you all to learn some things about the kind of experiences you're having, ideas you all have for us. And frankly, we need to pick your minds. We're going to, all of you know the times we're living in. We need to pick your minds about how we're going to move forward as a program, how we're going to keep this thing funded in these times when higher ed, our efforts are under attack. We need some feedback, and we need some help, and who better than the people who've come through here and who've gone on to have wonderful careers. And all of you are in that boat of, you're making it out there, and yeah, we need your help. And so we thought it'd be a good idea to start this, if you will, office hours. I mean, we're going to come up with a little bit better name for it than office hours, but a way to reconnect with you graduates once. We don't have to do it a lot, but once a quarter, we'll just have an open forum where we can put some issues out on the table, get feedback from you all, have you all ask us questions about what's going on within the program. So that's the rationale and reasoning behind this. And again, thank all of you for being on this call. This is really neat. Should have done this years ago. I love it. Just should have done this years ago. All right, well, I'll be quiet, Tiff.
No problem. I hope everybody's not quiet, because we do want this to be a bit of a conversation. There are a couple of things that I wanted to share with you all, and then we'll jump into kind of the open forum discussion. Number one is, like Dr. A said, we have been thinking and mulling over ideas about how to be more connected with our program graduates. Because, we always tell you, once you're an SREB, once you're in the SREB Doctoral Scholars Program, you're always here, and we'll never let you go. And we want to make sure that you are feeling that we're not going to let you go. So we're trying to pull everyone in right now. And so a couple of years ago, I guess maybe about a year and a half ago, one of the things that we started doing with our current scholars is an open office hours session. So it's very unscripted, very informal, but it allows us to have a touch point with our current scholars and let them know that, here are the few program announcements that we have going on. What are some issues that you might have that, we might be able to solve in a collective format. And so, I was talking to Dr. Eddie and I was like, man, I think a really good way to at least start the conversation with our program graduates would be to do the same type thing, is to have an informal conversation, give you some program updates and kind of let you know where we are, and then continue to engage you in an office hours format. So yes, we will probably change the name of this, but I figure most folks know what office hours are and they kind of get the idea of, all right, listen, it doesn't have to be super formal, but I am going to come in and I'll have a chance to see some of the folks that maybe I haven't seen for a little while. So a couple of the things that we want to, just update you program wise. We are now at, I think when I looked at the number a couple of days ago, it was 1,310 program graduates. So I know there's some of you who have very early numbers and some of you who have much later numbers, but I do want to let you know that despite the crumbling higher ed landscape, that, we are committed to supporting our scholars, we're committed to supporting our graduates, and so are our states. I know there has been a lot of question. There's been a lot of changes on institutional campuses. There's been a lot of offices that have closed. And we are indirectly feeling all of those effects that you all are feeling out in the higher ed landscape. That being said, we do have the commitment from the states who are our current state partners to continue investing in the program, which we are very fortunate to have happen, because if you have hopefully not been under a rock, a lot of programs like ours are under like strenuous attacks, and we're just trying to do the best that we can to make sure that we're continuing to support our scholars along the way. One of the biggest things that coming up is the 32nd, I think that's right, the 32nd Institute of
32nd,
Teaching
right.
and Mentoring, which will be here in Atlanta, October 30th through November 2nd. If you have not received an invitation to attend the Institute, please charge it to our heads and not our hearts. We've got a lot of email lists. We're trying to make sure that all of them are up to date. So if you have not received an invitation, please reach out to me or Veronica and let us know so that we can get you registered for the Institute. Veronica reminded me really quickly that I need to make sure our staff is introduced. So I apologize for that. So I've introduced myself. You all mostly know Dr. A. So Veronica and Robert and the rest of the team on the call, please take a second and introduce yourselves to everyone.
Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Puckett, and I'm the Institute Coordinator. So if you do need an invitation to the Institute, if you're not already registered, please contact me immediately and we'll get you booked in there.
Thanks, Robert.
Okay, and I am Veronica Johnson. I'm a program coordinator for DSP and also take care of some communication responsibilities. So you may have seen my email come across, but I'm a real person. So just saying hello.
Thanks, both of you. Are any of our other staff on the call today? I know there were a lot of conflicting things. Maybe not.
Oh, we
So,
saw Marcia Howard.
Marcia? Oh,
Yeah, Marcia. I thought
yeah,
I
it was Marcia.
yeah.
Say what?
well, Marcia's a volunteer. It's like
She's one
she's
of
on
our
staff.
awesome volunteers.
Sorry. Yes. Sorry, I
Oh.
am not part of SRED staff, but thank you anyway.
All right. Okay, so back to institute registration. Yes, if you have not registered, please make sure that you do. We would love to have you in attendance. We've got some really dynamic current scholars that would love to meet you all and have been very much interested in wondering, what happens after I graduate. And so if you're able to attend, we would love to get you all engaged, not only back with the program, but with our current scholars as well. Now, that being said, one of the big things that we do at the Institute every year is the recruitment fair. And for the past 5 or 6 years at least, we've had around 100 or so recruiting institutions. And the thought behind that is that, all right, we want you to finish the program. We want you to finish your PhD. We want you to go and teach. We want you to do something on a college campus when you are done. But it kind of makes it hard if there aren't any opportunities. And so that's why it's so important for us to have, a robust number of recruiting institutions to actually come and recruit you all, to come to recruit our scholars and come to see the great work that we're doing with this program. Now, that being said, this year has been a bit of a struggle to get institutions involved. And so here's where my number one ask for all of you is that if you are affiliated with an organization, if you are affiliated with an institution, and you all can come and recruit, we would very, very, very much like for you to do that. Literally, Robert and Dr. A and I are begging you. Robert, you can talk a little bit about the what all comes with the recruitment package, and the number of spaces that we do have available, but we're really looking to shore up our recruiting institutions as well as any industry organizations that might also be interested in hiring PhD scholars. So Robert, I'll let you talk a little bit about that.
Sure, we've got about 60 tables left at this point. I don't know if any of you have attended an institute where we've had it in the Marriott Marquis here in Atlanta, but it's really a great space for recruiting because all the recruiting tables are out in this lobby area between all the meeting rooms that the scholars will be going in and out of. So you get a lot of really great foot traffic there. This year we're selling the recruiting tables for $2,000, and that gets you, the full time of the institute recruiting. So you'll set up on Thursday. Students will be coming by all day on Friday and Saturday, and then you get to go home after about 3 on Saturday. We also have lots of advertising opportunities still available in our print publication and in our PDF version of the agenda that I'm working on as we speak. We have a couple of opportunities for sponsorships that are still available. If you want to sponsor a coffee break, that's very popular. Gets a lot of good visibility for your institution. We also have the possibility of sponsoring one of our receptions that's available as well. So if you're interested in a sponsorship, please let me know about that as well. We welcome any sort of institution that wants to recruit. If you're recruiting for faculty positions, if you're recruiting for postdoc positions, we do have a number of undergraduates who attend as well. And so if you're recruiting for graduate students even, it's a really good place to be and be seen and get those folks familiar with your institutions. It's really great visibility and really great for your institution, and it does a lot of good for us at SREB as well in the doctoral scholars program. It's one of the ways we keep ourselves funded throughout the year is through selling those tables. And so help us, but help yourselves and your institutions as well by getting a table today. We need those registrations in by the 30th, so get on it right now.
Awesome. Thank you, Robert. Yes, again, this is really a great opportunity for you all to showcase your institutions, your individual departments. And again, we have a wide variety of students who come to the Institute. So it's not just our PhD scholars. We do have other partner organizations that, send their scholars to the Institute. So obviously there's a large contingency of Sloan scholars who come to the Institute. We also have some of our New England Scholars Group. We've got um, folks who, just are guest scholars who have heard about the Institute and are like, hey, this might be something that I might be interested in. So I will say that in addition to recruiting, if you have students or if you know of PhD students, master's students, and in some cases undergraduate students who might benefit from the work that we do at the Institute, we highly encourage you to share information with them about the Institute. And if they are interested in registering, we can get them in contact with Robert so that they can have the appropriate links and the right codes to register. A couple of questions in the chat. Let's see, Veronica has shared some of the recruitment information and the recruitment link. And let's see, do we have a one pager that can be shared with industry to help explain the concept, especially if you're not in academia? I do believe we have that, Marcia, and we would be more than welcome to share that out as well. We have started dipping our toe into the water of getting more corporate recruiters coming to the Institute, because while 85, almost 90% of our program graduates do end up on college campuses, there are a fair few who don't, or may not start off on a college campus, may not start off in a faculty role. And these people are obviously, they have PhDs, so they're highly skilled, they're well-trained, and, are perfect for some of these industry roles as well. So, Marcia, we can definitely get that out. And if you are connected with, any type of organization that might be looking for highly skilled PhD employees, this is also a great place for them to recruit. Okay, is that everything recruit institute wise, Dr. A? I think so. I don't think I have anything else. Okay, so we kind of talked about, oh, go ahead.
Before we get away from the Institute, let me do a selfish pitch that I understand. I don't know what it is because my staff hasn't told me what they're doing, but they have told me they're going to do some kind of program to honor my establishing founding of the program this year, since I have quote unquote officially retired. And so I would love to see as many of you as I possibly can this year. They're going to do something, and you all may be in on it more. I said, they haven't told me anything, so I don't know what's going on. But if there's an opportunity for if you have not been in a number of years, this would be a good year to come back, because I would love to see any and all of you there. And like I said, I didn't realize I was going to have this kind of emotional reaction to seeing so many faces and names that I'm so familiar with and proud of for all that you all have accomplished. But I would love to see you this year. If you can come and we consider, I'd love to be able to celebrate with you. So I thank you for the advertising moment.
Well, to that end, I will say that yes, there are plans going on, and that yes, we will be celebrating Dr. A during the award ceremony that is on Saturday. And for our program graduates, we actually do have a couple of different registration options for you. So while yes, we would love for you to attend the entire Institute from Thursday to Sunday, if you have an opportunity, there are a couple of one-day options. So if you were interested in attending only on Saturday, we can make that happen for you as well. And Robert has that information to share with you and all of your other SREB graduate friends. So yes, please, please, please come to the Institute. We would love to see you. I know that I would, just to connect with all of you. And I know Dr. A has already said, okay, I mean, he's going to cry. So, bring some tissues when
Yeah,
you
I
come
am.
up, Bill, but it's all good.
It's all good. It's
Mm,
all good.
let's see. One of the things, I think that's for the most part it for Program Updates Institute. But one of the things that we really wanted to focus in on today is having an open forum and really talking with you all about what it is that our program can do to help support you now that you're in your careers, whatever your career looks like. So whether you're on a college campus, whether you're working in industry, whether you're doing some entrepreneurial contracting, whatever. What is it that we can do that how can we support you at this point in your career? So I will leave that open. You can put something in the chat, or you can just come off mute and have at it. Let's see, Thomas.
Thank you. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Thomas Snowden, proud 1998 SRAB dissertation scholar, proud 1999 graduate of Meharry Medical College. I'm currently the department chair of the Natural Sciences Department at Prince George's Community College in Largo, Maryland. I think one of the things that can be done is to have, check-ins with, the graduates from time to time. One of the things that has helped me to finally convince my institution to come as a recruiter has been my constant, conversations with Tiffany and Dr. A. So, Dr. A, when I first got here, we had meetings with the administration for 2 straight years. They didn't want to do it. And I'm happy to say now that after 3 years of wearing them down, Prince George's Community College is coming to the 32nd
Excellent.
Annual Institute on Teaching and Mentoring
Excellent.
as a recruiter. Of course, I'm from
Excellent.
Philadelphia, and Philly people, we don't quit. Matter of fact, remember our baseball team is called the Fighting Phils. So I think that's what needs to happen. I think, have these periodic, one-on-ones with your program graduates, and really in those meetings, just ask the question that you just asked. How can we support you? What is going on at your institution now? So, for example, post graduation, this is probably the 5th or 6th job that I've had, including a couple of stints in K through 12. So, one of the things that I always remembered was a young man who's been doing the same session since I started coming in 1998, and that was how to land your first faculty position by Kofi Lamote. And so those things are invaluable because I have used everything that he's taught in that session to be able to move to the position that I am in now. So yeah, I think having some regular check-ins with the SRAB staff, doctoral scholars program staff, and ask these questions. Hey, how can we best support you? So that's it for me.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Danny Jean.
Dr. Jean.
Hello, Dr. Abraham. How are you?
Dr. Jean, how are you, sir?
Doing very well. Excited to salute you in Atlanta later in October. Forever grateful for the program. I'm graduate number 524. I actually don't remember what year I graduated. I'm getting up in years. I serve as the associate provost at Montclair State University. And also, I think what I want to present is an opportunity to collaborate with you all. Dr. Harrison, I would love to work with you. Because of the impact of the program, I created an online community that has 28,000 doctors and future doctors on Facebook called Finished, PhD Finished, EDD Finished, hashtag Who Got Next. And it's basically motivation and resources for future doctors and helping to build community for current doctors. And to the point that was mentioned earlier, I'm wondering if there's a way we can partner to help build community outside of the institute to
Yeah,
help bring awareness to the program, as well as have alum join the group as well, and help to build ongoing community to help support future doctors and help to bring awareness to the program. So I would love to talk to you offline or in Atlanta to see how we may be able to partner and share resources.
absolutely. Absolutely. We will definitely be in touch and connect very soon. Thank you. I saw Robert Osgood and then Raina Johnson.
Yeah, hello everyone. I think one of the things that we could do is kind of organize all of the graduates and even the attendees to these institutes, based on either their discipline or interest, so that we can have identified groups that can then, usher in the incoming graduates into the landscape they're going to be on in academia and even in industry, hopefully. And then as the seasons change in those areas, like in academia, it's one thing to get in, it's another thing to move forward. And then once you get that in place, you have automatically established a peer group of individuals that can help that um, um, faculty member who is at the assistant professor level, who kind of needs to be aware of the fact that, okay, the game is not over yet. You just started. And so, here's what you need to pay attention to. Don't get drawn too much into this or too much into that. Keep your eye on the prize and kind of move forward. And then once you get to that next step, there is another group of people, hopefully somewhat discipline specific, that could, kind of help guide, the next step forward and kind of lay out more of a concrete progression that needs to be pursued rather than just let it dissipate into just okay, what are we doing here? That sort of thing. So that it's more structured. I think that would be useful, and also, this allows people to talk among themselves. Those that are in education that want, as someone mentioned earlier, maybe want to kind of switch their track a little bit and do something a little bit different, or leave one area and go to another area. How do you do that successfully? So I won't ramble on, but those are the main tenets of what I want to get across. Just kind of get ourselves organized so that if you need to meet with this group that has on the ground knowledge about what needs to happen, and how do I collaborate and get to know people that I normally wouldn't get to know, and use their successes, that can help me move forward.
Thanks, Robert. I appreciate you sharing that. And I think you're right. And I also saw the comment in the chat about folks who are wanting to change careers. And so that could be this could be a
Yes.
really good space for that.
Yeah, and then
Raina,
once
oh,
they get into those changed careers, they can then become the people that can help, get some corporate sponsorship, and that sort of stuff. I think we got to get the roots established first,
right.
and then they can help with that. So I'll be quiet now. I'm done.
Okay. All right. Raina was next. And then I see Alexander and then Dr. Tia McKinney.
Thank you. With all of the diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging legislation, we know from looking at research and data that there have been a lot of states that have done away with members from the current and previous advisory group for the SRB Doctoral Scholars Program. So I know that there are still students that are interested in being mentored and receiving guidance and suggestions. Is there a way to create a mentoring and outreach opportunity for the current graduates, those that are online today and those that were unable to join us, to have those graduates to be mentors or guides to our current graduate students that are at those institutions that don't currently have an advisory administrator in place because they've been transitioned out because of legislation? And then going a step further, there were opportunities in the past for those of us that were directing the programs to meet with students at the respective institutions that were paying for their SRB scholars. So I know I saw Dr. Latoya Smith online. I don't know if she's still here, but I know that there are graduates that want to, and I'm not speaking for Dr. Smith, but there's graduates that want to be still a support to the SRB Dr. Scholars Program. So to be able to pair those graduates with current students who are probably looking for some guidance and direction, especially in such a time as this, to make sure that they're being connected. And then also, I'm going to throw in a plug to make sure that they are also part of those that are making donations, financial commitments and obligations to the program that was so relevant in them being a success. I'll stop
Thank
there.
you. Thank you so much, Raina. And so I think it's actually so timely that you mentioned the mentoring piece and connecting our program graduates with our current students, because we actually had another office hours session, our monthly office hours session with our current graduates, our current students this morning. And there were several questions on that call about trying to get connected with some of the program graduates in their field so they can have those connections and start building mentor relationships. Now, I will say that, you know, as usual, this takes, you know, it may be a little bit more of a heavy lift, but if we can figure out how to get our program graduates together with our current students, I know that both of those groups could really benefit from it. And so we'll just have to tackle how to get that off the ground. But that is I really appreciate you bringing that up. And it has come up a number of times very recently. Alexander.
Yes, good. Well, I was about to say good morning. I'm on the West Coast, so it's morning over here. So I'm starting my day off. I am a 2013 graduate for those that I don't know. But I wanted to just, first of all, thank you all for continuing to invite us to the institution, because that has been invaluable for me. I went for the first time last year after a number of years of not going, but I'm in Arizona and I'm the only Black person in my department, sometimes the only one in my classroom, and I'm the teacher, and I have students that tell me they've never had a Black professor, Black teacher in their life. So being able to, and I've been here for almost a decade now, and I'm still the only one in my department. So being able to come to the Institute last year after a number of years of not going, it gave me that renewed feeling that I had a long time ago. So thank you all for continuing to invite us there. But somebody earlier mentioned thinking about what you need to navigate to change careers, change discipline, all of those different things. Maybe there's a space to talk to people about recognizing signs of when you need to change, as opposed to just desiring to do so, because I've had to change institutions for a number of things over the years. But I'm also in the area of DEI and sociology, where we are having a lot of challenges right now. So I'm being forced to figure out how to pivot and navigate all of these different things at the same time. So I just wanted to share that.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate you sharing that. Dr. Tia McKinney was next, and then I see Sheila Witherspoon.
Thank you, Dr. Tiffany. Congratulations and welcome. My apologies, everyone. I have my camera on and it is not working. So I apologize. I do not want to be off camera. But Dr. A, we love you. I dropped my comments. We love you. Thank you. I dropped my comments in the chat, but I wanted to vocalize them. There have been a number of excellent suggestions and I echo them all. And so I wanted to just specify that, there's an opportunity that this program has because, the longstanding of the success and what you guys have accomplished because of what Dr. A has helped to build and bring people on. And so more of that needs to be replicated. And so targeted those recent alumni spotlights were very valuable and appreciated. I think that needs to be continued to grow and to be expressed in different social media platforms. Targeting the alumni to really get involved and to stay involved in the application and review process. So they're on the ground floor, inviting alumni to do the presentations at Institute, and rotate. Um, Recommendations for alumni for board. I think there's an opportunity because of the wealth of talent, the rich talent that SREB has grown. You guys really have sit in a wonderful position to now help to, influence, direct, collaborate, really kind of change the landscape. Yes, we are in a situation here, but it's not a situation that collectively we can overcome and thrive and reshape how this is done, because you guys are pioneers, you guys are leaders, and you have cultivated leaders. And so let's be smart, let's be creative, let's do things that, aren't tradition. You guys started this and it wasn't tradition, and you made it tradition. And so let's now think about what's the next landscape. And these conversations are part of that. But I think that we just, we need to push the boundaries and not shy away from those things. And so I echo the piece about collaborations. Um, I know that myself specifically, I did not go directly into the academia. I went into nonprofit. So I'm in the third sector, and I don't see that represented much. And I think that needs to change. And so I'll stop there. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate your comments. All right, Sheila Witherspoon.
Greetings, everybody. First and foremost, welcome, Dr. Harrison and Dr. A. I am in denial. I'm in denial.
Uh,
One of the thoughts that I had about, the new graduates coming out, and even those of us who've been gone, I started in 2004, and I've been in academia for 20 years this year. One of the things I'm thinking about is I saw this video clip from a Black woman that said the safest place for Black women to work is remotely. And just wondering about doing some mentorship on remote work. I can tell you it has significantly reduced stress from being on the road. I can tell you when we were during COVID and I was in charge of an academic program and woke up one morning, took my blood pressure, and it was triple digits over triple digits. And I'd never had that before in my life. I would often joke and say my car got my paycheck because I was up and down the road when I was, teaching live 4 days a week. And I believe my car had a line item on my budget because he was just worn out. And so ever since I've been working remotely, I can tell you it's going to take a lot to get me back in that physical location where I have to drive. Just to put some context on it, I'm from New Jersey and I live in New Jersey. So you do not want to be on a parkway, turnpike. You just don't. I've been there, done that. I'm older now. I don't want to do all that driving. So I think that one we have to talk about, because I know years ago it was like, oh, that's taboo. But from a full-time perspective, I'm part-time, but from a full-time perspective, I think we really need to start talking about some of the benefits, particularly for those who have families, those that it's just nice just being home and being able to work and take care of yourself. And again, I've done the live teaching over 17 years, and then just doing that, just being online and remote. I'm telling you, it really, really let me know how much of auto drive I was on. And I was like, wow, it's a good thing that I made that transition, or, I might not be talking to you today. And I really had to take a serious look at health. So I think we should be talking with them about some of the great advantages of working remotely, and as an option.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Listen, I definitely agree with that remote option. I will say here at SREB, we do work a hybrid schedule, which has been fantastic. 2 days on and 3 days, 3 days off. And it does make a difference. And so I appreciate you sharing that. Charlotte Redden Hamilton.
Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I just want to say congratulations, Dr. A, and
Thank
congratulations,
you.
Tiffany, and to the SRAB staff. It's so good to see you all. I feel like it's been years, and I think it really has. I attended the Institute from 2000 to 2003. So I've been away for quite a bit, but I received my PhD in counselor education at the University of Virginia, and I was fully funded and supported the whole entire time by SRB, and I owe my academic support and foundation to you all. And so I'm so excited. Dr. Witherspoon just spoke. She is someone that is from my hometown, and I recommended that she reach out to SRB 20 plus years ago, and she did. And so look at where she is now. So I'm so happy about it. And that's what we do as alums. We recommend, we refer, and I heard someone mention, this is who we are, and this is the way we give back. And so I'm just so excited to see folks. The one thing that I wanted to share with you is that in the year 2000, I attended my first institute, and I must say, there were hundreds of people of color. And as a beginning doctoral student, that blew me away, and it made an impression upon me, which is why I always feel the need to refer folks to SRB and also to get higher education, because I just remember what I felt when I attended that conference, and it never left me. And one of the themes at that time was show up and speak up. And I never forgot that either. So when you're in those places, don't forget to do that. But I do want to just add, just lastly, that collaboration with alums will be great. I heard Dr. Alexander speak about some of the work that he's doing. I'm doing some of that at Saybrook University. I would love to get your information. So shamelessly pitching here, but we're all trying to do the the work of
That's
the
right.
good. So
Absolutely.
thank you, Tiffany and Dr. A and Veronica for all my questions. She's been answering them in a timely manner, so I do appreciate everyone. Just wanted to share that and say thank you all for what you're doing and what you have done throughout these 25 plus years. It's made a difference in our lives, and making a difference in our lives make a difference in other lives. So thank you.
Yes.
No, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. And Dr. A and I have conversations all the time that, this is what we do through this program and through the Institute and through the support that we give really does change lives, and not just directly with our students and with our program graduates, but then the people that you all go on to teach, and then your own families. And so the impact is just so widespread. And we definitely appreciate your comments there. Let's see, we're at 12:45, and I do want to be cognizant of time. I want to let Dr. A give his shameless pitch about donations to the professional development fund, but I will say before I let him knock you guys over the head on that, that the professional development fund is our fund for our current scholars to go and present their research to a professional conference or at a professional conference. And for a number of years, that amount has changed. Most recently, it had been $500. So our scholars, our doctoral awardees could use that $500 pot of funds for up to 3 times. Well, last year, we, obviously were feeling the effects of inflation and watching all these conference fees rise. And we made the decision to increase the amount of professional development funds that our scholars can access. And so now they can access $750 to go toward presenting their research at a professional conference. one day, hopefully not in the far future, but in the closer future, we'll be able to move that up to $1,000. And that really can only happen with your support. So I'll let Dr. A talk now.
Thanks, Tiff. And Tiffany has, Dr. Harrison has set the stage and for you all to understand, we can't do this without your support. We can't sustain. We made the decision to go in that direction because we can do it immediately. But we're looking at this, well, this is great, but how long can we sustain it? Well, we've done the calculations and we can't sustain it long term without the resource of our graduates contributing back to us. Because every dollar, and I hope everybody on this call knows that every dollar, every penny that is donated to this program goes to scholars. That is not used for operational activities at all. That every penny that comes into this program goes back to the scholars and to support them in some capacity. And the pitch is going forward. I know there's some folk on this call that have supported us very, very generously. And there are some that haven't. And I'm nudging you, if you're feeling guilty, good, because we need all of you to step up to the plate and really think about, and really, I used to, when you all graduated, I used to say, hey, $100 a year, if you all would do that, would sustain us. We can do a lot of things with that money. If we had every graduate, once you get these jobs, give back to us at 100. And they've got some of here who've done multiples of that, who've given back to the program and think enough of it. But we have to have it in order to sustain these professional development funds. Tiffany did not mention to you that we also made available to all our scholars, because right now the dissertation year students have access to funding to help their research. But we also started our scholar support fund, which will take any of our scholars. So those of you who came in went under the Doctoral Scholar Award entry point will now have access to, if you will, academic support, so funds that you can use towards your research. Once you get to the dissertation stage, we started it out at $250. We would like that to be at least at what we do for the dissertation students, which is $500. But we can't do that without you all, the ones on this call, you all talking to your friends who are graduates, to just say, hey, we need to give back. Y'all know, depending on your tax bracket, this is tax deductible donations back to the program. But we really need your help in order to do that and sustain it. We would like to do even more. Just think if, as Tiffany laid out for you, we were able to get that up to $1,000. We were able to get the funds for our student support dollars up to $500 or $1,000. I mean, those are real benefits to it. And costs are not going down for any of us. We all know that. And programmatically, we want to be able to support these scholars so that we can have them be the current and future scholars can be as successful as you all have been. We've got to, we've got to step up to the plate to help them do that. And part of that is you all stepping up and donating back to the program. Again, every penny that you donate goes to the scholars. It doesn't go to any kind of operational activity. We need you to do that. All right, so that's my pitch. And we also, with this group, if you all have other ideas, or people and foundations where we can tap into other dollars that we could access to help fund some of these activities, this is the kind of venue, platform that we want to start facilitating those kind of conversations, because we are looking for ways that we can fund other activities. We are really living in some times that we don't know what's going to happen next year or the year after. And what happens to this program if the states don't step up and support us? Where are we going to get funding to continue our program? What are we going to do on those things? These are some of the conversations we like to have with you all. Some of you got connections into businesses, people who have resources. Anything that, any way you can help us access that, introductions. I don't know, maybe you got a rich relative, and maybe you were richer than we knew you were. And, we can do all kinds of things to set scholarships. I mean, I'm just trying to
Think big.
yeah, now I'm trying to inspire your thinking along those lines of being creative in how we do business going forward. Because we've got to think outside of our historical box that we have done this program in for the last 30 years. It's not going to look like that going for the next 30. We're in a different world, different kinds of pressures that are being placed on us, and we've got to be able to adapt to this world we're living in. All right. That's my pitch. I'm saying to all of you, it's easy to donate. Just go to our website and click on the donate button. We need for you all to step up and encourage your family, your friends to do it. I'm going to point out there's somebody on this who's on this call right now that she and I have a personal challenge going on. That I did reveal the gender of that person, but. We have a personal challenge going on that we will match each other's donations every year into this program. And she has given significantly. And I'm going to say to that person, you are taxing my pocket, but that's okay. It's a good kind of tax. But I would like some of the rest of you to, step up, challenge one another, and say, hey, I'm giving this much, match me. Throw out some challenges to your family members. I used to do that with my family. They're looking to donate. I said, hey, donate to our program. I got my mother and father both to contribute to this program. So, said I threw out challenges to my parents, and I encourage you to do the same kind of things. Be creative. All right, enough on that pitch, but we do need your help. At the end of the day, take away from this, we need your help to get there, either personally or connections. We need some help going forward and ideas. We need your help not only monetarily, but we need your ideas of how we do this and things to think about as we go forward.
Thanks, Dr. A. There's not much to say after that, so I'm just going to let that ride. Raina, I see your hand up.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Harrison. I know that there are several individuals that are on this call, and of course, we have been working on some things for Dr. Abraham for his retirement. And those of you that are going to be there, hopefully, you're going to be getting an email from me. But yes, we do want to offer a challenge. We're trying to collect some things in honor of Dr. Abraham. If you can, please send an email to myself. My email address is promote4education@gmail.com. Promote4education@gmail.com. If you'd like to get involved in the quote unquote surprise for Dr. A, please again contact me. Thank you, Dr. Harrison. Promote4education@gmail.com. Thank you.
Okay, I agree. Alumni Association for dues, and that's something that we can talk about moving forward. I think there was something like an alumni association at one point.
There was one years ago. There was.
Yeah, but that is also, like any alumni association, some outside folks would have to manage that because we've got our hands full with our 700 current scholars. But that's definitely something we can continue to consider and look into. And so as we are coming up on time, again, I cannot express to you all how grateful I am that you all, thought it not highway robbery to get on the call today and connect with all of us. And we, really appreciate you continuing to be willing to be connected to our program. We did drop the donation link in the chat, so please feel free to make a donation. Again, make sure you send your contact information to Raina, who will be getting some other information out to you regarding celebrations. And I will say that I hope that everybody has enjoyed this call, because I certainly have. And I'd like to put forth that maybe we consider doing a meeting like this on a quarterly basis.
Mhm.
And I see some head nods. I see some, okay, maybe, yeah. So, again, even if it's just an office hours type checkpoint where we can say, this is what's going on with the program. These are the areas that we need help. These are the areas that you can contribute. Can we all, at least half agree to meeting on a quarterly basis? Maybe. I mean, you wouldn't have to get on if you have schedule conflicts, so be it. But can we go that? Thumbs up, everyone? Yes?
I like
Mhm.
that.
Okay, all right.
Is
And I wanted to
did-
also just mention, like I said, as long as we have updated email addresses, we can get that information out to you. So if you have colleagues that are also grads who you are in regular contact with, please make sure that they contact us, because I know sometimes people will get a promotion, move to another institution, or do other things and may not update us. And I also put in the chat the dedicated LinkedIn group that we have for the program. So if you're not a part of that, please go ahead and join that, because we've kind of shifted our social media strategy more so to LinkedIn for various reasons, even though we are still on other platforms. But that's another way that we can make sure that we keep up with you. And if you have announcements, or you're looking for people to fill positions at your institution, or other collaboration things that you may have, we're glad to share that out on your behalf as well.
is this a good time? We've been debating, should we do this late in the afternoon, evening, even, but we chose for this first one, 12 noon, figured that no matter what, most people are
Time
probably
zone.
free during that time. So any thoughts about that? You can put it in the chat, but is this a good time, or should we rotate it? Some at lunch, some, 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. I don't know. We're asking that question because what we'd like to do is have as much participation from you when we have these as we possibly can get, obviously.
And these are recorded, and we'll make sure that we share this out, because there were some
Yes.
people who wanted to join, but it was a conflict for them. But we'll make sure that we send the recording out to you all and them as well.
All right, it looks like
All right.
this
Great
is a
time.
pretty, during the workday is better. Okay, this is good to
Okay.
know. Well, we are right up at 12:59, so I'm going to say again, thank you for joining us this afternoon. We certainly appreciated it. And I hope to shake hands and hug necks on all of you when we get to the Institute, because I do expect to see every single one of y'all at the Institute in October. So go ahead, if you haven't done it already, talk to Robert, get that registration going. Let's make that happen. But truly, thank you. And please have a fantastic afternoon. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.